Good evening, everyone. This is Angela with Siblings A&J Gardening. I thought I'd bring you along with me this evening. It's kind of late in the evening. I've been canning all day. I got up early this morning and got in the garden because it was going to be really hot. With the heat index, it was going to be 110. And it wasn't too bad when I got out there this morning. So I'm glad I did get out there early. I picked a few tomatoes, green tomatoes that is, which is what I'm going to cook for supper tonight. We're going to have green tomatoes. It's going to be meatless. We're going to have green tomatoes. I picked a few green beans that I'm just steaming on top of the stove. And I'm going to steam some squash and cut up a few cucumbers and maybe cut up an onion and, of course, applesauce. When I was younger, when Mama used to fix green tomatoes, she would always use a cornmeal as her breading. But I kind of like mine mixed up. I use cornmeal and I also add some flour, and I season with salt and pepper and a little garlic powder. And like I said, the squash, I'm not going to stir fry it. I'm just going to steam it. I'm going to cut it up and steam it in the microwave and just add butter and salt and pepper to that. But I'm just going to keep chopping, cutting up my green tomatoes and frying those. I'm going to cut up my squash and cut up some cucumbers. When everything's done, I'll come back with you guys. The garden is really starting to come on and produce. That's why I've been so busy in this kitchen canning. And my kitchen is a mess. For those that have a garden know that when the harvest starts coming in, you're busy. The tomatoes they're not turning red yet, but probably by sometime next week we'll have red tomatoes. Let's see what else. Oh, I also picked a few green beans. I picked some the day before yesterday, and I actually was going to can those, like I had said in previous videos. First, I've never used a pressure canner, so I was kind of hesitant on that. I read about it, and you are supposed to cook on a gas stove. They don't particularly care for and I have a glass top stove. They, from what I read, it says that the electric stove really doesn't get hot enough. So that's on the back burner now. I may take them to my dad and can them there. I have a few more green tomatoes that are cooking, but everything else is finished. I'm going to go ahead and fix my plate. I love green tomatoes. Get a little green beans. Some of them look like they are burnt, but that's the way I like my green beans, with a little char to them. And let me get some squash. And I just steamed this in the microwave. I put a little water in there, just a little bit, so it could steam, and put a cover over it. Salt and pepper and butter. Put the lid back on it so it'll stay warm. Better check my tomatoes here. Don't want them to burn. Okay, that one's ready to come out. I like hot sauce on my green tomatoes. There we go. I cut up an onion. Oh, I almost forgot. Cucumbers. I cut up an onion and sliced a few cucumbers. And I want some applesauce as usual. I'm going to put the applesauce in a little bowl here. But everything came from the garden, even the applesauce. I made applesauce with the apples from the garden last year. Cucumbers came from the garden, the squash and the tomatoes, so this is a meal straight from the garden. Once again, I'm Angela with Siblings A and J Gardening. Thank you for watching us. Thank you all for subscribing, liking, and sharing. We really appreciate it.